why did it have to be me? Do you ever have that feeling like something happens in your life and you're questioning why it happened to you and why did it have to be you? And I've had that question going on for a really long time. And I think we all have had that at certain times, and we might be having it now in our world to a greater degree. But when we think that, we're questioning why it have to be me and we're thinking it's something terrible, I know that's not true. But that's also the difficulty is discovering that's never true and then being able to own that. But first of all, what I'm going to do is read the message for tomorrow. What I'm talking about is my Wilhelm message. And yeah, it came through on January 23rd of 2020. It's the 22nd of January today in 2024. But I knew I was guided to read the message for tomorrow because this is how I received information. And that's the part that's been really challenging and strange. Anyway, if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. And the reason I'm doing this is that I really want you to register for the channeling session that I'm going to do on the full moon that's going to be on Thursday, and it's in Leo. I'm a double Scorpio. Some of you will get this, especially the astrologers. I'm a double Scorpio and I have a Leo moon. This is a very powerful full moon that we're coming up on this Thursday. And so I'm doing a channeling session. I can't tell you what's going to come through, but I just know it's going to be transformative because every time I do a session, that's what's happened. And if you listen to the one that's on my YouTube channel now that was done 2 years ago on this date, on January 22nd, you'll understand even more, which is really kind of surprising. However, when you think about it, how do you experience anything? In your consciousness. And we learn in our consciousness and we grow in our consciousness individually and collectively. But let me read you this message first because it's the one that will probably change tomorrow. I'm always guided to what the theme is, which is something I could never explain, but I'm going to trust it a lot more, which is what I hope a lot more of us begin to do in our lives now, because that's going to be really necessary as we move through the rest of this particular year in 2024. But this is the message, and it is January 23rd, 2020. Using blame seems attractive. That is until you discover it doesn't work, and yet you continue to do it. We are speaking of whatever reason you are finding for not fulfilling a desire or goal in your life. Many of you will gain a lot of value from this message, while others will feel a temporary sense of guilt. Roger began hearing this message last night and thought he could avoid it, but we wouldn't let that happen. We are stating that fact here, for it will also ease some of that temporary regret that may surface. It would even seem that this difficulty would not plague Roger due to the work he has chosen to do in his life. Ironically, those conditions make him a perfect messenger. Roger thought we were going to refer him to a particular message on excuses, which was close, as you blame your excuses. But this is more. When he went to the website to search for the word excuses, he was startled to see we have been speaking on this subject for decades. The earliest one he found was in 2011, but rest assured, we gave them to him earlier. Roger has not read that message yet, as we thought it would be far more fun and impactful for him and you if that message is merely posted here. And here it is. Excuses are what you create when you become unwilling or fearful of experiencing your own magnificence. While you may argue that some excuses are valid based on your natural limitations, you will also observe others with those very same thoughts of limitations who find a way around, through, or over them. Any desire that you think cannot be accomplished by you was not a true desire, or is not in your best interest or for your highest good. The moment you begin to refuse your excuses, you open yourself to all the resources, guidance, and help that is always available. Every ability can be developed when you let go of your own excuses. And that's what I'm doing. I had those excuses. See, because it was challenging to tell you all of that. Let me tell you something else. I started doing Wilhelm in 1988, but I would never have told you that. I never wanted to give my work to others because it was just something for me. And it was so personal, and it was changing my life and healing everything. And I thought, I'm not, not going to do that. First of all, I couldn't tell people because we have cognitive dissonance. We all do. And we're going to see much more of that in our world over this next year. That means you're going to look at something and not believe it's true, and then and think it's true, but then you're presented with some other information and say, well, wait a minute, I can't accept that. That's what we do in our brains. That's what we do all the time. We do that throughout our lives, and we're doing that in our world. And we're going to see so much of it, especially in the United States this year, because we're going to have a whole bunch of people believing something that they cannot prove, and other people believing something that is not tangible. And we're going to have to figure out which is real. This is what's going on. And so, and knowing that I have something that could help was really challenging to talk about because people aren't going to believe me. In 2021, when I said, wow, I have something that could take you to you're living your best life, knowing your life purpose, moving through your trauma, feeling so great about yourself, and then you can make a contribution to the world, and then things won't look as crazy as they do because you will be really happy, you will be prosperous, you will be successful, and you'll be doing great work. You won't be out there yelling at people, you won't be angry, you won't be doing all those things. And people looked at me with that stare. No, that's not possible. And then we look at the world now and we say, well, it's definitely not possible now. And then I put people in this program, then I'm seeing them come out. Now, I'm going to tell you this because this was the really shocking part. And you will hear this if you go and listen to the that message, that recording from 2 years ago, because it's in there as well. I was told, I've known for a long time. But when I put people in that program 3 years ago, and they came out and they said, I've never done anything like this. Now, first of all, the first people, they paid $249 and their lives are changed. $249. And you'll see that right now it's not, it's only doubled. That's all. And people have changed their lives, and then they're going out, and people said after they did that, wow, I've done Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Bob Proctor, Abraham Hicks. I've done all these things, but they didn't bring me the results that I got from this. And I could say that over and over again, and people say, no, that's not possible. And one of my members just did this yesterday, and I love her so much. She posted in our community section in the group. She said, Roger and Wilhelm could say these things over and over again, and we'll look at it and just not believe it. And that's true. And this is what we're seeing in our world right now. See, because I was told that all of this work that I was given would help us come to this higher state of understanding and consciousness within us, meaning moving to that level of the fifth dimension where we see things in a new way. And I can talk about that because that's what I've done. But telling people that was possible and getting them to believe it is really challenging. And you're going to see that moving through this year. And you have to understand you're never going to change others. You can only change yourself. And we're going to be moving through a period in our world where you're going to look at others, and probably in your own family, and not understand why they're believing certain things that you don't. And so you're going to have to go inside and start to own and believe who you are. And that is what all of this work is about. But it's going to be fun. So I hope you come to the channeling session because as you will again hear in the channel, in the one from 2 years ago, I kept being told, Roger's not charging enough money. He's not changing. He's not doing all of this. And I sat with someone 3 years ago, and this guy is looking at me. These were marketers. I've met with many of them, and eventually I'll take one of them. And they sat and they looked at me because you're the most likable person on the planet. Why isn't everyone having this work? Why doesn't everyone know about this? I knew what I was doing. I was hiding out. And I'll tell you why I knew. Because I couldn't answer that question. See, in 2005, I thought, well, I didn't find this there. This is a folder, and it says August 2005. Didn't know why I had it. I don't have any folders like that. I opened it up and I started seeing things that I was doing. I was waking up all the time in the middle of the night, having dreams, and just, I go, what is happening? And in one of the dreams, it said, I was given this work that this dream, I don't dream a lot. So this is why this was really so strange. I don't remember my dreams. I know we all do. I do not remember them. But in August of 2005, I was remembering them, and it was the only dream I needed to know. And it said, and I said I was in a group of a bunch of spiritual leaders, and we were asked if we would do something. And I got up and ran to the front of the room. And then as I got there, I said, "Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Why did it have to be me?" That's what I said. And then at the end of the dream, I said, maybe I can forget about it. Maybe I don't have to do this. Maybe I can just put it away. And then I said, but I think there's a part of me that knows that's not true. And now I know that isn't true. And my members of my program can tell you that as well. And we're not going to stop. We'll be moving through some dynamic changes in our world. And the more that we come together, love who we are, and do what we came to the world to do, we're going to change things. And I will have to change all of this because I've been holding back as well, as we all do, because we think, why did it have to be us? That's every single person. Please register for the channeling session. This will be a dynamic one. And then after, I'm not doing any more videos until after that, because then all my new offers and that will be out there. You'll see that. Uh, Let me just say something else. The reason I stopped doing consultations is because I can't sell you my work. I just want you to understand that. And the members in my program, they'll probably comment on this video and they'll tell you that, because you have to want to become your best self. You have to be determined to move through your limitations and your blockages that have kept you from experiencing the life you want. You have to want that. Otherwise, what you do is you stop. And I told people, 31 lessons, 31 assignments, and your life has changed. I cannot cause you to believe that, but I just have the demonstrations of the proof that that is what has occurred. And then it's really weird that people can't figure out that I'm 73 years old in the best health and gone through every single horrible thing ever, but this work changed all of that. That's what I have to say. And again, you're going to ask yourself, why did it have to be you? And I'm saying that it's because you came to the world to offer something that's brilliant and it's within you. That's all we got to do is own that. See you soon.